some time now, and even today and beyond, I have been living in a sober house.
After spoiling Sharina and giving her everything that she wants using Wendy's money, is Kevin going to channel his emotions to him after losing the case they filed against his ex-wife? Besides, it looks like the relationship is nearing the end because of what happened. I mean, it's a long time coming, but no one would really expect Sharina to stay with Kevin Hunter if he no longer has the money to give her a lavish lifestyle. It was obvious that Sharina was just with him in the first place because of the money that they're both getting from Wendy. If there is one thing that they could best agree on, that would be money.
What I discovered this weekend is my son doesn't like me anymore. You know how it is. I know what it is. I don't have my period. Kevin, I discovered this a while ago, but the ball just got smacked home this weekend. You know, he's all into his father. You know how 13-year-olds are. I was the same way when I was 13, but it is breaking my heart. He says things to me like, why are you so pissed? But he'll say, why are you so pissed?
Anyway, since what they had was an affair and they harmed people on their way to becoming together, many fans are assuming that their relationship is bound to end one way or another. But many were still surprised to hear that the speculations would start to go around just when Kevin lost the case. There were even rumors that Sharina was the one who pressured Kevin into filing the case, claiming that Wendy breached their divorce settlement agreement.
Fidelity is one thing, a full baby is a whole nother topic. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you said in the New York Times Magazine, I'm a very forgiving person, but there's one thing I could never be a part of, and that one thing happened.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
And that was it.
Yeah.
The baby did it.
A baby. I'm not changing Pampers. I want to be pampered.
This is after Wendy stopped giving Kevin alimony, and knowing that they're relying all their financial needs and extravagant wants from this alimony, Kevin was really quick in filing the case. This dude is just unimaginable because he still has the guts to demand money from Wendy even after he cheated on her and manipulated her all throughout their marriage. You see, even when Kevin and Wendy were still married, fans have already been talking about the possibility that Kevin was just in it for the money. They were always calling him names, and some even said that he's just a gold digger. Well, by the looks of it, the fans called it, and they were right all along. Kevin just showed and owned his love for money when Wendy decided to leave him. Yes, Wendy knew about the affair. Imagine she kept quiet for more than 10 years? Yep, Kevin and Sharina's affair has gone on for around 15 years. By knowing that, Kevin showed that he really got his eyes on Sharina and that he wanted to keep her, that until now they are still together, but what they have is being threatened by karma. It's all coming back to them now. Wendy only decided to end their decades of marriage when she found out that Sharina was pregnant. For her, it was the last straw, and if she was able to tolerate the cheating, then a baby is something else that she can no longer take. Of course, when people found out about this, they immediately sided with Wendy. Even those who were not her fans were capable of seeing what a horrible person Kevin is. When Wendy filed for divorce, she was on a spree in revealing everything that she knows about Kevin and Sharina. Nothing was holding her back anymore, and she really exposed them. She dropped a lot of jabs against these two because she was obviously betrayed and she was so hurt for that. She must not have expected that a baby would be involved someday and would still keep Kevin even though he's a serial cheater. It's either she just wants him in her life or he has complete control over Wendy, especially when Wendy is going through a lot of mental and physical stress before she found out that Sharina was pregnant.
Nobody, and I mean nobody, will ever bring the energy, the charisma, the passion, the expertise, the talent, and whatever else you want to call it. Like you seen Kelvin Hunter and my ex, Wendy Williams, and the team that was behind us. And I mean the whole team. That includes my current lady now, because it takes a village.
Anyway, Wendy said that Sharina was not the first girl that Kevin cheated with, but obviously what Kevin and Sharina has is stronger, but by the looks of it, they're bound to end because of money. Many fans were outraged by everything that Kevin did to Wendy, and he was never once apologetic for all that he cost the woman. Wendy shared that Kevin bought Sharina a house when he was still married to her, and this house was only a few miles away from the house where she and Kevin used to live together. He did not only use Wendy's money for this house because he also invested in his mistress's business using Wendy's money once again. But before we get deeper into the video, if you love Wendy Williams and want to know more about her while waiting for her return, then make sure that you subscribe to our channel right away. I will always keep you posted about what is happening in her life. Now, going back to our video, for sure, these are not the only things that Kevin did to shower Sharina with Wendy's wealth. Rumor has it that Sharina once pressured Kevin to divorce Wendy. He obviously could not do that because Wendy has the money. How could they still have the things that they want if Kevin would do that? Sharina must have realized that she's just getting everything that she wants because Kevin still has control over Wendy, so she just settled as a mistress. She never cared about what people think of her as long as she's having all the material things in life. So when Wendy finally filed for divorce, some people thought that Kevin and Sharina would go broke without her right away. But since Kevin has always taken advantage of Wendy's health condition, people believed, even Kevin Jr., that Kevin is responsible for worsening Wendy's health problems. Like what I've mentioned, before the divorce, Wendy was already suffering from Graves' disease.
Kevin and Kevin have known about this. Not my parents. Nobody.
Nice. You look great. Yes, phenomenal. How's it?
You look great, Wendy. We love you.
You do.
She's physically weak, but Kevin Jr., Wendy and Kevin's son, also said his piece and also believes that Kevin overworked Wendy and pushed her to still work even though her health is suffering. He did not even help her when she was dealing with her alcohol dependence. She openly talked about this on one of her episodes for a show. She said that the only person who knew that she went into a sober house was Kevin. He should have at least supported her in getting better. Instead, what he did is horrible. He took this as a chance to get more money from Wendy and possibly to also stop her from filing the divorce. According to multiple sources, since Kevin is manipulative, Wendy had no constant communication with her family. That's because he's insecure. This could also be part of his plans to stop people from making Wendy realize that Kevin is not good for her. When Wendy found out that Sharina was pregnant, she had a relapse and she needed to be rushed to the hospital. Her health started to decline and she spiraled down from that. I mean, she was dealing with a lot of emotions and things, having found out that his then husband had fathered a child with his mistress. From the divorce, her problems continued to pile up until she was required to take a rest and have a break from the Wendy Williams show. She's trying to recover and get better for a very long time, which made her unable to film for her show. This led to the cancellation of the Wendy Williams show. Now, who would forget that Kevin was once a producer of the show if that is the only thing that he is talking about whenever he's being interviewed? He would always claim that he was behind Wendy's success. Come on, we all know that Kevin was just riding in Wendy's back the whole time. He would not even be recognized by people if not for Wendy. Instead of being thankful and apologetic at the same time, he chose to take away her hard work from her. Kevin is no one, and people are just talking about him until now because he kept on associating himself to his ex-wife. In all his interviews and statements, he would always find a way to involve Wendy. Do you think that Kevin is now regretting what he did to Wendy? I would love to know your thoughts, so comment them down below. Remember when he called himself as the king behind a purple chair of power? Besides the fact that this title is long, it is also not appealing in any way. The purple chair he was talking about is obviously the famous chair in Wendy's show. But now that the show is already cancelled and Wendy is not making any money from that, Kevin still thinks that he has to have a share in Wendy's fortune. Him and his lawyers must have missed out the limitations of the severance pay stated in their divorce settlement agreement as well. It is stated there that this alimony is subject to modification or even termination once Wendy's contract with her show got cancelled and is not renewed. He even tried to look pitiful by talking about his current situation, saying that he will soon lose his house and that he is behind on most of his bills. The judge recently came to a decision and dismissed Kevin's request for Wendy to continue paying him alimony. The judge said that Kevin's claims were not emergent. His request for Wendy to pay his attorney fees was also dismissed. Now he has to pay for his newly hired high-value lawyers. He thought that he was doing something there and that he would shame Wendy if the decision was in his favor. But it's clear that it was in Wendy's favor, and I think that she will continue to leverage this opportunity to completely get away and be free from Kevin and Sharina. Kevin can still take his case to mediation, and we all know that he's gonna take this chance. Maybe Sharina would stay with him until this whole drama and case is over. But now that they still have one last shot to shoot, they might still do this. But if Kevin completely loses, then we can all expect Sharina to come running away from him. They should think their decisions thoroughly because Wendy is no longer backing down on them. Not only is the situation in Wendy's favor, but karma is also working with Wendy to get both Kevin and Sharina. They thought that they were safe from the consequences of their action, but they are both so wrong. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out these videos.